Hi Virgo, and welcome to Kitchen Witchin and your November 20, I nearly said 2022 then, 2021 reading. I'm sorry it's a bit late this month. I've had some minor technical issues, so yeah, yours is coming in a little bit late, but not too much. We're only a few days into November, and it is the new moon tonight, so it's quite an auspicious time to kind of have a reading done, as it is the new doors of opportunities. I am Yola, and I am a kitchen witch here in Devon in the UK. And I always start my readings with a goddess card. And the goddess that I drew for you tonight is Andromache. Andromache, and I'm not sure I've actually pronounced that right. But she was the queen of the Amazons. So she was a warrior queen, and she speaks very much about strength. And actually, looking at the cards on the table for you, I would say you have a hell of a lot of power behind you this month. You really have got some serious drive and some serious end to some of the hardship that you've been facing recently. So the first card I drew for you was the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands talks about kind of new ideas, setting off on an adventure, setting off on a new project or a new way of being. And next to that, you have the Six of Wands, which is the card of kind of, this is going to work out for you. This is like public recognition, it's success, it's victory. So whatever you've started doing or will be starting doing this month, looks to me to be very fortuitous for you. So keep doing what you're doing. And then next to that, I've got the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords really speaks of a time of endurance, of kind of feeling a bit under attack and things feeling very relentless. And, you know, just painful almost. You know, it's quite an anxious card. I feel like this has been what's been kind of going on for you, maybe recently, maybe now. But be rest assured that you have the Death card next to that, which means that is over. That is coming to the end. That is done. You are done with that. And next to that, you have the Eight of Swords, because it's felt like it's really trapped you. And it may have been a prison of your own making. It may indeed have been other constraints around you that has kind of caused this anxiety. But it's almost like you've had a light bulb moment of like, oh, okay, actually, I can just move those swords aside now. That's over. I'm going to carry on working on what I was doing, because actually that's going to work out really well for me. I would say that's the way forward, particularly because next to that we have the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups speaks about wishes. So it feels like almost this Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups together. It kind of feels like, you know, you've been making wishes, you've been speaking them out, you've been telling people you want to start a new project or a new way of life, or you want to go traveling, or you want to do some music or whatever. You've been speaking your wishes to the universe and they have been heard. There may be a time of actually doing a little bit of preparation, however, for this great new adventure, and maybe that might be something to do with study. It might be just simply reading around something, but doing a little bit of background, because you have the Eight of Pentacles next to that, which is very much the craftsmanship card. It's kind of honing your craft, making sure all your ducks are in a row. And if you continue to do that, then you move into the Nine of Pentacles, which is fantastic, because the Nine of Pentacles is all about self-sufficiency. It's being able to do things on your own. I call it my Beyonce card. It's often a single person card, but not always. It's a very independent card and would speak of a very independent nature. I often get this card, I have to say. But it is like, yeah, the Beyonce card, because it's kind of like, all the single ladies, you know, it's got that kind of vibe to it. I like it in the Cosmic Tarot. She looks a little bit like Wonder Woman, doesn't she? She's cool, man. These are the 80s tarot. So, you know, if you have put your wishes out there, which it feels like you have, and if you haven't, maybe start to talk about what your dreams and wishes are to yourself, to others. Because once we do that, we bring it out of the subconscious and into the conscious mind, we can then start to manifest it. And it certainly feels like you're in a position where you can do that this month. Next to the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, for me, in the position that she is next to the Nine of Pentacles and beside her the Two of Pentacles, it feels important for you to maybe look at what the practical stuff is that you need to deal with, whatever this new adventure, this new way of being is for you. Whatever the practical stuff, definitely deal with that, and you will step into this Nine of Pentacles, self-sufficient, kind of, you know, knowing your worth kind of vibe. But you need to balance that with your emotions. You need to make yourself a bit more emotionally open, emotionally available to the people who love you and are around you. Because that's the thing with the Nine of Pentacles, is that it is a very much a card of self-love and self-care, and knowing your own worth. But sometimes we can get caught up too much in that. It's not, you know, it's not a card to have too much of. So, you know, just make sure that you actually do make sure that you're working on the practical stuff, working towards your dreams, you know, honing your craft, but also making sure that you're open to your emotions as well, and honouring them and accepting them for being part of the beautiful person that you are. And I say that very clearly because you have the Two of Pentacles as your kind of outcome card, which is a feeling of juggling lots of priorities. So for me, the message overall would be is that, you know, you really do need to spend a bit of time and find the balance here, find the balance in your life. You certainly have the potential to have a fantastic month this month. And it really does feel like there will be an end to a lot of your stress and your anxiety and your feelings of feeling trapped. So that's really lovely. And then the Moonology card that I drew for you is the New Moon Eclipse. We're on a new moon tonight, we're not on eclipse, but it says expect powerful change, and that's really what it feels like. I mean, it feels like it's quite an important month for you this month, Virgo. I think there's going to be a lot happening around you. And then the Wiccan card that I drew for you is actually the Horse and Foal, which is a lovely one. And the question here, and this is kind of a question from your ancestors almost, is what parts of you need to be loved? You know, talking again about, you know, opening up emotionally. What parts of you are feeling hurt, maybe after this time of anxiety and stress and feeling trapped? What bits of you need to be nurtured? Ask yourself that question, and then maybe try and find some ways that you can actually do some of that self-care and that self-nurturing. Because your overall card that I drew from you from the Angel Tarot is renewal, and that's in this deck is Archangel Jeremiah. And I think this is Judgment, this card in the classic deck tarot. So it is about this kind of rising from the ashes, the phoenix from the ashes, and that, you know, it's time to move in these new directions. But in order to do that, you do need to start to address some of your anxieties and let them go, if you can. Do the work, hone your craft, talk about your ideas, talk about how you want to move forward in your life. Lots of like forward planning, it feels like. And this is a good month to do that, November. And you will certainly be stepping into your power if you do continue to do that. So, my lovely Virgos, that's what I've got for you for the month of November. Should you wish for a private reading, then all my details are down below. I shall also be creating lots of lovely cosmetics and natural remedies in my special witch's kitchen, and they'll be going up on my Etsy shop in the next few weeks, so keep an eye out for them. And if you feel like you would like to donate to the cause or donate to the work that I do, my PayPal is also below. Anyway, my lovelies, have a wonderful, wonderful November. Happy new moon, happy new start, happy new ideas, and hopefully I will see you in December. Goodbye, Virgo.